Welcome back to the Kane and Day Show. I'm your host, Kane. You can find me on Twitter at Kane2406, on YouTube at Kane06, and TikTok and Twitch at Kane0624. We're streaming a lot more. Come check out the streams every weekend, Friday and Saturday, around probably let's just shoot for 8:30 PST. Probably this weekend, me and Day here will be playing MLB Co-op. Lots of fun. Go ahead and introduce yourself and then tell them what we're talking about today.
Yeah, so my name is Day. You can find me on Twitter at RealDayGaming1 and follow the show on Twitter, The Kane and Day Show.
So what was your idea for the show today?
We each came up with 3 takeaways from April.
Okay.
Since today is May 1st,
So
at the time of recording.
So I want to gift you one of my takeaways for the sole fact that you pay attention to them way more than I do. So why don't we start there? Well, we kind of talked about it on the last baseball episode, but I want you to take it away and let us know about the Tampa Bay Rays. Sorry, words are hard today. It's late.
Yeah, English is not your first language, you know?
No. But I want you to kind of go in depth on this Tampa Bay Ray historic start to their season.
Yeah, I mean, 23-6. I don't know how else you can just say it was a fantastic month. I saw some crazy stuff on Twitter when they gave up 7 in the 9th, lost to the White Sox. That's absurd. They went 23-6. It was one bad inning. It's not like just one person. It's not just Randy. It's not just Wander. It's the whole team contributing.
Yeah.
I think last time we looked, I think every single person on the team has at least 2 home runs. Like, they're hitting the ball out. They're hitting the ball out. I mean, Wander has 12 doubles. I mean, he's got 5 home runs, but he is putting the ball in play. He's hitting 300. Randy's hitting 330. I mean, Yandy, great leadoff hitter. He changed his swing a little bit. He's getting more launch angle on it. The ball's just leaving. And he is, leading the team with home runs at 7.
And
it's a team effort.
Let's not forget the straggle, or I think that's the word. Just all the people they're calling up just on short notice, and they're like, all right, you made your appearance. Go back down. We don't need you.
Yeah, Braden Bristow.
Whatever his name is.
I think it was Bristow. He got a Tops Now card, and he got sent down for assignment, and the Tigers picked him up. Like, it's stuff like that. Like, Taj Bradley came up for 3 spot starts, and now he's back down in Durham. Like, it's just, they are utilizing all 40 guys on that team, and it's just, their pitching's great. They've given up 19 total home runs as a pitching staff.
That's
phenomenal.
That's phenomenal when you look at it. And to cap on what you said, that the whole team's doing it, but your star players are coming in where it matters most. Randy Arozarena is just the leader of that team, and it shows. The walk-off the other day where Vidal Brujan was chugging along, and Randy's just standing on second, arms crossed, mean mugging the whole other team. Wander's been playing fantastic, as you said. Brandon Lau, yes, he strikes out a lot, but he hits a lot of home runs.
Didn't have a 5 strikeout game. That was hard to. I think they scored like 12 that game.
The ultimate sombrero.
It was something.
We're gonna claim that.
But I think they had like 14, 15 hits as a team, and he went 0 for 5 with 5 strikeouts. That was rough to watch.
I think the big thing they're waiting on right now. Yes, they lost Jeffrey Springs for the year, but they're just waiting for Tyler to get back and be 100%, because once Tyler Glasnow is back, that's your ace. That is the captain of the pitching squad, and I think that this team's really going to rally around even more so when he's back.
Well, yeah, then you have, Shane started the All-Star game last year.
Yep.
Zach Eflin's been a nice add. He spent some time on the IL this month, but he's pitched well. And like I said, with the spot starts from Taj, he gave 3 starts, 5 innings apiece, gave up 6 total runs, and one of those starts was, I believe, against the Astros.
Right. I
mean, you couldn't ask more. I think they sent him down to get him onto a normal schedule, and then once he's back on it, he'll be back up.
Right.
for good.
Mean,
And I'm glad.
They're 14-2 at home. That's amazing to see. 9-4 on the road. Just 23-6. You can't ask. Like, they've been practically perfect. They've been, going with the long ball, but the long ball seems to be pretty steady for them. They had that.
But they're not living and dying by it. That's the difference from last year.
Yeah.
Last year they lived and died by it. Like in Cleveland, they got basically no hit in that playoff game.
Right.
I mean,
so they, I think if they just keep their head to or their nose to the grindstone, I see this team just shocking the world this year.
I mean, when you're getting good pitching out of Kevin Kelly, I don't even know who he was. I didn't even know who he was coming into the year.
Mm.
Or who's another one? Trevor Kelly. Different spelling, by the way. Like, it's just it's just pitching. It's just they're pitching well. It is Bristow. Bristow.
Well, now you get to see him at work.
Oh, that's true. It's just funny. It's up and down, pitching and hitting. It's everybody.
The whole 9 yards, basically.
Yeah.
All right.
They're playing perfection.
Let's jump to our next little part here. I want to talk about, yes, this is a division that's going to be very tough. It's in the same division, the American League East. But the Yankees, as of this morning, are in last place. There's not many bright spots right now. I don't know what they're doing.
They lost again today.
Yeah, and they're down Aaron Judge. I believe he's on the 10 or 15 day IL. Not good to have the reigning MVP go down like that, especially when your team is struggling. I don't know how Anthony Volpe's doing, but haven't seen his name in the headlines really, so it can't be doing that great. They've got IKF playing center field for him. I mean, I don't know what they're doing, man. They still have Aaron Hicks patrolling the outfield, and he's abysmal. I don't know what the owner was really thinking when he was like, yeah, let me bring Brian Cashman back, because he's done really well.
Yeah, the Yankees are tough because you do have Judge on the IL, you have Stanton, Josh Donaldson. There's two others. There's 6 big names from that team. Is Rizzo on the IL too?
I don't know, but let's look it up.
And to answer your question, Volpe is hitting 220.
It's not good.
He's got 8 stolen bases though. And what's his fielding? I know he's had a few errors. He's got 3. He's got 3 errors. This is the Yankee team that we saw in August last year that really just couldn't do anything. They're 2-8 in their last 10. It doesn't help a team like Baltimore is in second place and Toronto's doing their thing. They're 18-11, I want to say.
So they have.
Yeah, they're 18-11.
They have Judge on the 10-day. Jake Bauer undergoes MRI for right knee contusion. Harrison Bader, Aaron Judge, Luis Severino, Josh Johnson,
Rodon.
Jonathan Losiaga, Carlos Rondon, Ben Rortvet.
He's their third string catcher, right?
Giancarlo Stanton.
Bader's still there.
Lou Trevino's on the 60-day. Frankie Montas on the 60-day. Scott Efos, Tommy John, Luis Gill, Tommy Canley. This team is just gutted. It's practically all their pitching. Their pitching is absolutely gutted, and their hitters aren't producing runs. That's the one thing you really have to look at this year.
It's when Garrett Cole and Nestor start, they're great.
But
they
outside
win.
of that, I mean, when you don't have the guy you signed, 3 of their starting pitchers are on the IL for most of the fucking year.
Yeah.
I mean, Frankie Montas, he's out for a while. Luis Severino, your stud from 2 years ago. I mean, he was the guy before Garrett Cole came, and not to mention your big signing in the offseason, Carlos Rodon.
Yeah, he hasn't. I don't even think he's pitched for him yet,
He's not touched the field.
which is a problem.
I just this is such a wild year when you look at just the teams that are performing. It just shocks me. All right,
That's a good segue.
Yeah, take us to the next team you want to talk about, Ben.
The NL East with the Pittsburgh Pirates. First NL team to 20 win this year.
NL Central.
It's a long day. I mean, they're the first NL team to 20 wins. They've been playing well. They came out of nowhere. I know I definitely didn't have them that high.
I mean,
and they're not getting contribution from Cabrian Hayes, and O'Neal Cruz has been out for half the month.
Right, and
which is the craziest thing.
And let's put this into perspective too. They just re-signed Brian Roberts, or Reynolds, to a 8-year deal. Huge. Andrew McCutchen.
Yeah, they finally locked them up.
Andrew McCutchen, resurgence coming home, being a big part of this team.
He's got 5 home runs.
Mitch Keller, I want to say, is their ace. And
well, they've been hoping for that for a few years now.
I do like
at least.
I do like Mitch Keller. Carlos Santana is really playing well. And let me tell you, Jack Sawinski. Man, that dude mashes baseballs. They also have Ji-Wan Bae. He also has been kind of this bright spot for this team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I just, coming into the year, you tell me that the Pirates are leading the NL Central while...
After a month, never would have believed it. The Cardinals are in last place.
The Cardinals are in last place. Absolutely
never would have believed that.
Stunning. Where you have the Pirates 2 games above the Brewers, the Cubs are in third, in shit. The Reds have 12 wins.
They're already about 20% of the way to what they had last year, you know?
Exactly. It's absolutely nutty when you look at it.
Even like Connor Joe seems to have found a home because he was in Colorado the last few years. Seems like he found a nice little spot there, hitting 288 with four home runs.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're just playing well, and like I said, I never would have believed if you had told me the Pirates would have been the first NL team to 20 wins. Like, I just never would have believed it.
Right.
They're only 3 games back of the Rays for the best record in baseball.
Yeah, that's crazy. And I really hope to see this team keep going at the pace they're going because, I mean, let's be honest, when Pittsburgh made the playoffs back in the day with Kutch and Starling Marte and all those
Eric
guys.
Cole started that game, yeah.
It was fun. Baseball is fun this year. I can't believe it.
It's definitely brought some interesting differences from what we thought.
Our predictions are so far off right now, dude.
Yeah, Nolan being in the bottom of hitting analytically is shocking. I don't know what happened. I don't know if he's hurt, playing through an injury that's not been disclosed. I don't know. He's not hitting the ball very hard.
Which is wild because he was fantastic in the World Baseball Classic.
You know, I've seen some players take that and run with it into this season, and I've seen some players that did well,
like Trey,
and kind of died down.
Hit what, 4 or 5 home runs in the WBC, and he just hit his first one a week and a half ago for the Phillies, or so.
Yeah, it's I don't know. You see, from that Mexico team, you see Randy and Isak do well with Mexico, and they brought it here.
I mean, Kyle Schwarber.
But you see a lot of
is another guy who's still going.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's weird.
Yeah, but I think the Pirates are just gonna keep going, and the rest of the season it's gonna shape up. I really think
even if the Cardinals do eventually figure it out, just let's have fun in September, watch them battle it out.
Yeah, I agree. Let's make it let's try to make it a 4-team race because the Cubs are actually looking pretty decent this year in that division as well. So
yeah, they haven't been playing bad. Dansby's Dansby Cody's been playing well too.
Exactly,
Yep.
resurgence. That's all you really need in new homes. All right, we're gonna jump to my next outstanding thing. I want to talk about a young player. You know, been struggling for I want to say 3 years now, and you know I said it at the start of the season that if he doesn't play well this year, you most likely won't see him on this team next year, and that is my boy, my sunshine, my everything, Jared Kelenic, on a struggling Mariners team right now.
Yeah,
Despite
they are.
all the negative, I mean, you have J Rod not performing well. Uh, Robbie Ray's done for the year, and you know Teoscar's finally starting to figure out Colton Wong's not hitting over 100. You still got some guys on the IL that need to come back. You know, Jared Kellenic's been a very, very bright spot. He's had two separate occasions of hitting multiple home runs in multiple games. First, he had that 4 games. It was the 3 with the Cubs, and then the 1 against the Rockies. Kind of slowed it down with the home runs, but was hitting the ball. And then last week against the Cardinals, he had 3 games with 3 home runs. Was absolutely nutty. He's sitting at a 308 average with 7 home runs, 14 RBIs, and 5 stolen bases in 91 plate appearances. Such a good turnaround for this young man. I mean, it really seems like he has a different approach at the plate this year. He's more locked in. He's not looking at that scoreboard where it shows his average. I really think this is going to be JK's year, and watch out. He's playing stellar defense in the outfield, making fantastic plays. Up at the plate, he's disciplined. He's not really. I mean, the strikeout numbers are still there. Don't get me wrong. I think they're always going to be there with him. But through April, he was one of the hottest players in the American League. And
Yeah.
and the shocking thing is, I believe last week when he hit his 7th, he was tied for 2nd in home runs behind Rafi. I mean,
Yeah,
I just
coming into the year, he was on my list of guys with Joe Adele that if they didn't do something this year, I think they blew it. That was their last chance. Joe hasn't gotten that chance yet, but he was on the list coming into the year. You know, Jared has played well. You know, like you said with the 308 and the 7 home runs, he got 7 doubles. The strikeout to walk is 28-9. If you're curious, yeah, like you said, the 5 stolen bases hasn't been caught yet, which is good. He's getting on base. His WAR is actually positive, which it has not been in the past.
He's getting so shafted in MLB The Show when he got
Well,
supercharged.
well, you know, he'll get a nice lightning card, you know.
Yeah, I sure
But
will.
it's just, it's nice to see, like you said, with the team struggling as a whole. It's nice to see something of
Ooh.
a bright
And
spot
it's not
with
like
him.
he's just hitting righties. He's hitting lefties too. I mean, he's just become that 5-tool player that they predicted he was gonna be and said he was.
Right.
I mean, this is kind of like, you know how we all had that hype with Julio last year, and Julio had a fantastic year. This is what we thought Jared Kelenic could be, or would be, and he's finally living up to that. And I expect him to I don't expect him to be above 300. I expect him to go down to at least 280 and just bounce around between 280 to 300 for the entire year. So,
I mean, that's a decent batting average in today's game.
right. I mean, he's already almost like I want to say he's a third of the way to my prediction on his home runs throughout the year.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean,
he's had a good month.
or
It's
a fourth. My bad. Sorry. Yeah.
What'd you say, 28?
I said 25.
25. Yeah.
So it's
I
almost
wasn't
there.
even looking for a number. Yeah. I don't know. The strikeouts I don't really look at that much.
Mm.
That's just what players
I mean,
do today.
they just strike out, but
But if they can
all in
have
all,
walks,
he's been his. I mean, when he's been hitting the ball, it's been hard, and he's been some of the reason of why they've won some games.
right?
He's also
And if
saved a couple, you know, um, other teams taking the lead in the outfield. The dude is just being elite this year, and I love to see it. I really do.
well, I mean, looking at what he was doing last year, I mean, a 141 average out of 163 plate appearances. I mean, the strikeouts was 61 to 16, so he's already almost at what he had last year
Mm.
in less plate or less at bats with the walks. So it seems he's stopped chasing as much
Mm-hmm.
because yeah, he's what is that 70 at bats away from his total last year. So he's
Mm.
I guess basically just double that. He'd be in the 50s, so I guess about the same. But the walks will be there.
Mm-hmm.
He seems to be more disciplined in getting his pitch and actually hitting it hard,
Yeah,
and it's
he's
finding
not.
the gap.
He's just not trying too hard, and that I think that
Yeah,
was his big setback the last couple of years. Is he's just been in his head trying way too hard to be the player that they've all predicted that he will be. And this year, I think he finally just settled down and was like, you know what, I'm a good player, and now he's showing it. So love to see it.
yeah.
I want to see it for the rest of the year. Let's continue it into May, and hopefully the Mariners can turn it around. I mean, Bryce Miller gets his call up, and he starts against the A's tomorrow. So
I did see that.
number 2 prospect in the system, and you hope to see him take it and just run with it. So we'll see with the coming month, and let's go to your next topic.
We are staying in the division and actually in tomorrow's matchup with Brett Roker. That man, he is now the team might only have 6 wins. They might have the worst start in April that any team's ever had. But this man is hitting 353 with 9 home runs and 22 RBIs. If you call them the Oakland A's, the Las Vegas A's, I don't really care. This man is playing well. He is the only man playing well on this team. I don't even know how they have 6 wins, if I'm being fair. Uh, we nailed their prediction.
Yeah, I feel bad for their rookie pitcher, the Japan
Mason
guy.
Miller. Oh,
Nah,
the
the
champ.
Japan, the Japanese guy.
I'm not even going to attempt to say his name. I know who
That's
you're talking
fine.
about.
They just I mean he's 29. It's kind of older, but man, they just kind of threw him out there for the Wolves. Man, he's got a
Yeah, I'm not
13.
attempting that.
I think he's got like a 13 ERA on the year.
Yeah, I mean, the team as a whole is just not. I mean, the team ERA is 7.72. They don't have the firepower to score 8 a game to win.
Hmm.
It's just not possible. But yeah, like I said with Roker, it's nice to see a bright spot within a horrendously bad team.
Yeah, I but as you said, and I kind of saw something on it about TikTok earlier. It was like the top 5 players that have just broke out this year, and I did see Roker on that list. And 9 home runs for a struggling team, especially a team that has multiple guys hitting under 200. Like this,
He has 9 of their 33 team home runs.
that's crazy. That's crazy to me. But it's a long season. This team's still gonna struggle. I feel like once they get to Vegas, fortune might turn for them. Um, but it all comes down to ownership. The ownership does not care about this team, and it's really a shame to see that. This is just as you've said in years past. You either start your career there or you go there to die. So we'll see what happens for the rest of the season. I hope he continues to play well, especially I don't know what kind of deal he's on, but get him to a team that
Should be a lock for to be their all-star in Seattle come July.
Yeah.
At this rate, I mean, I don't even know who else you would pick from this team.
I
It's
really
not
don't.
any of the pitchers. It's not Kevin Smith. He's hitting 200.
Do they have Shea up there yet?
Yeah, he's hitting 222. 6 home runs. Yeah, him and Brett have half the team's home runs.
That's so nutty, dude.
It's literally it's Brett, Jesus Aguilar, and Shea. That's basically all their home runs. It's like spread out between like 1 to 3 for the rest of the team.
That's absolutely insane. All right,
but it's nice to point out the positives in a bad team.
It is
sometimes.
It is true. All right, let's jump to our last topic here on the day. We were sitting here talking beforehand. You said you forgot, and I threw out a name, and I'm gonna say it now. He's most likely gonna win National League Rookie of the Year.
He's at least the front runner right now.
Corbin Carroll of the Arizona Diamondbacks. His team is
first place.
Yeah,
Arizona Diamondbacks. Let's get that right.
This team has absolutely shocked me. And Corbin Carroll has been a huge part of that. Man is hitting 309 with 10 stolen bags, 9 RBIs with 4 home runs. I did see a thing the other day where the ball like bounced somewhere, hit back in, and all of a sudden Corbin Carroll was right on the ass of the person on third base. Like,
yeah, it was in Colorado, I think. I think he was right behind God, who hits third for that team? Who hits third?
I don't think it's Lourdes.
No, it's not Lourdes. It might have been actually.
All I know is Corbin Carroll is fast.
Josh Rojas.
He is
Josh Rojas.
Fast.
Yeah, Corbin's really good. I mean, he's like you said, he's fast. He might be the fastest in the league.
Is he faster than LeCastro? Because I thought that
he's
LeCastro...
still even in the league, though?
I think so.
I know. Sure obviously,
LeCastro's on a team right now.
Oh, that's not good. I should have seen this before we started. He has an MRI today. He had an MRI today on his knee. Corbin.
Oh. Oopsie poopsie. But, I mean, this is our April recap, so...
If you want to throw an honorable mention in there, Juan Soto is a big takeaway from this month, too.
Oh, God. Let's just jump into that real quick. How abysmal has Juan Soto been since that trade?
It's not good. I don't know the exact stat, but, I mean, for this year, he's hitting 202.
He was not good. He was fantastic leading up to the All-Star break last year. I mean, he was in the Home Run Derby, put on a show, and he won the All-Star. He won the Home Run Derby last year.
Yeah, and he has not. I mean, he still has 5 home runs. The walks are still there at 27. Clearly leads the team by 12. So he's still walking, but the big thing about Soto is he never really struck out.
And now he's just taking bad pitches.
Yeah, like in 2019 he had a big strikeout year, but like last year, what is that? 96 total strikeouts for the whole season combined between Washington and San Diego. He's at 31 already this year.
It's
like
not good.
He never really he hit 236 with the Padres. Last year he's at 202 right now. He's got the same amount of home runs, which is, I guess, good to see, and half the amount of at-bats. I mean, but I don't know, it's just...
It's really bad, because I believe his contract is up at the end of this year, and it's not good going into contract talks.
I think they extended him, didn't they?
No, they did not.
No.
They extended Jake Cronenworth. But
yeah, it's just... It's very interesting, because, like, this team as a whole makes me so confused, because you have Tatis leading off because he's back. Juan Soto hits behind him, protected by Tatis and Machado. Machado's not doing very well either, but Juan Soto's doing worse.
I'll tell you,
and Xander Bogaerts is the fourth. I was saying Xander is living up to that contract as of today.
I
He's
believe he's
playing well,
leading the
hitting the ball
team in
hard.
home runs, isn't he?
Let me, there we go. Yeah, by one.
Yeah, I mean,
Because
it's just tough.
Soto has 5.
It's still I think that this team will hit a stride. I really do. You know,
Yeah, it's just a bad month.
you finally have the entire team together.
Yeah, they're sitting at 15 and 14 right now. Like, it blows my mind. The pitching's not even been really that well either.
Here's my thing with them. You finally get Soto back. You extend Machado. You extend Cronenworth. You most likely are gearing up to extend Soto. This team, and not to mention you brought in Xander, so you're throwing a new wrench into the mix. And I mean, I would have loved to see this team without a suspended Tatis last year. I think.
They would have given the Phillies a run.
Oh yeah, and I really think they just needs a little bit more time to gel together. But as of right now, I think this is the Diamondbacks division to lose. I really think that, as we've said before, the trade with Arizona and the Blue Jays in the offseason where Varsho went to Toronto and Lourdes came to Arizona, I think it works out.
It's a win-win.
Teams,
and Moreno's starting at catcher too.
And when your MVP of the team, Ketel Marte, is going to lead the way, and their pitching has been great this year, so I see this team playing very well and shaking up the NL West. So
I'm here for it.
And hopefully Corbin Carroll plays the rest of the year, because
I hope so. They need him.
He's too fantastic of a player to be hurt, man. He really is. So
I agree.
You got anything else? Oh, one last thing. The Mexico series. What an awesome thing.
7,500 elevation.
There was so many runs in that first game. It was like 16-11. Oh my god. That's absolutely
nutty. I saw Tatis flip a 308 home run. Like, he just flipped. It looked like a fly ball to right field, and it just went over the fence.
Hey, who cares? It went over, right?
That's true.
But it was great to see. Can't wait to see more of it. I do love to see.
Yeah, they announced the teams for next year.
That's awesome. We'll can't wait to see it.
The Astros and the Rockies, which is shocking that Tampa didn't get it because their favorite player is on Tampa.
Yeah.
But I didn't make the schedule, so.
But we'll see more when that comes. Still very early in the season. Still have a long way to go. We'll continue to break down videos. I think our next video should probably be a draft breakdown, maybe, for the NFL. Because in the first round, we only got 7 wrong that actually went in the first round. So we had 24 players correct. Not exactly in the spots that we sent them, but we had 24 players taken in the first round on our draft. Keep a lookout for that. We'll probably talk about that later in the week. But anyway, I think that's going to do it for us today. If you're watching over on YouTube, go ahead and leave a like on the video. Comments in the comment section down below. Let us know your thoughts on our takes today. And what were your guys' April just either standout players, teams, or who absolutely shit the bed? Let us know. Also, subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell notification so you know when our videos go live. If you're listening over on Spotify, go ahead and leave us a review. Hit us up on our Twitters, the show's Twitter. We want to talk sports with you guys all the time. Come by the Twitch streams on the weekends. Me and this guy are usually sitting there talking sports, playing MLB The Show. Yeah, I think that's going to do it. You can also find me on Twitter at Kane2406, YouTube at Kane06, TikTok and Twitch at Kane0624. Day, tell them where you're at one last time. We'll wrap this up.
On Twitter, I am on Twitter at Real Day Gaming 1, and the show's Twitter is the Kane and Day Show.
Anyway, guys, that's going to do it for us today. I'm Kane, and this is Day, and we'll talk to you guys next time.